Hey, good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen. Blitzball Champ is back with a new video here on the U to the Tube. All right, it's time for this week's Pro Wrestling Talk slash recap. Um, we got a lot to cover. Just a lot that's on my mind that I really want to get into the full course for tonight's wrestling talk, pro wrestling talk. Um, Rocking my Stardom shirt for the evening, and we're going to start off with some Stardom, with some World Wonder Ring Stardom. Um, so just recently had a Stardom show at I'm gonna try to say this correctly, at Takadonobaba. I don't know where that is, but apparently they say that this is their first ever Stardom live event at this venue. So I think that's pretty cool that they're starting to expand to some other venues in Japan. So pretty cool. Before we get into that though, we're gonna go over the Stardom Awards for the year 2020. Didn't get a chance to do this before, but want to go ahead and recap and announce these awards. So going through just from what I have this list up. Um, so we have best skill goes to Konami. Uh, totally understand it. Makes sense. Um, Fighting Spirit Award goes to Tam Nakano. Makes sense. I can dig that. The Special Merit Award went to B. Priestley. Um, the Best Unit, as in the Best Stable, goes to Donna Del Mundo, which I totally agree. Queen's Quest is a good argument, but yeah, I definitely like Donna Del Mundo. The best tag team goes to Aphrodite, which is made up of Queen's Quest, Saya Kamatani, and the World of Stardom champion, the Red Rose, Utami Hayashishita. Um, the best match goes to Utami Hayashishita versus Mayu Iwatani at Sendai Cinderella. That's right, the match where Utami Hayashishita dethroned Mayu Iwatani to win the World of Stardom Championship, the red belt, which was an excellent match. Definitely enjoyed that match. Of course, Utami had won the 5-star Grand Prix tournament to get that title shot. So, good stuff. The Shining Award, which was a fan voted award, went to Julia, leader of Donna Del Mundo, and the Stardom 2020 MVP also goes to Julia. So, Julia with two big awards there. The fans love Julia, and apparently Stardom picked her as the MVP of 2020. Um, so those were your Stardom awards for the year 2020. So congrats to all the winners. Definitely well deserved. Um, but yeah, let's go over the Takandanobaba show. Oh man, I'm gonna have so much trouble saying that. But yeah, let's get to it. Um, had Gokuken Death win a three-way against Lady C and Natsuko Tora, which apparently it was said that that show was actually the birthday of Natsuko Tora. So happy birthday to Natsuko Tora. Um, we had a 6-woman tag team match, Queen's Quest versus Stars. You had Queen's Quest of Sai Kamatani, Utami Hayashishita, and Azumi go against Stars of Ruoka, Starlight Kid, and Saya Ida, which Saya Kamatani got the pin on Ruoka after a devastating missile drop kick. we had a 10th anniversary match between Mayu Iwatani and Saki Kashima. Saki Kashima sporting some old gear that she used to wear around when she I believe when she started Stardom. So rocking out some of her old school gear. So I thought that was pretty neat. Started off pretty cool. You know, they had a handshake. It was cool, but of course, you know, Oedo Tai was going to interfere. But didn't change the fact that Mayu still picked up the victory. And there was even a time where, you know, Mayu had the easy pin and pulled Saki Kashima up. It was like, no, that's not enough. That's not enough. She must suffer. But that's the icon of Stardom, and just, you know, still some bad blood there, I guess. After all, it was Saki Kashima that turned on Mayu Iwatani when she left Stars and joined Oedo Tai. So it's kind of understandable. Um, we had a very interesting tag team match. Donna Del Mundo's Julia and Micah taking on Cosmic Angels, Tam Nakano, and Unaki Sayaka. We did get a appearance during the intro, during the backstage intro interview from Mina Shirakawa. So it looks like, I don't know if she's cleared yet, but she didn't have the bandage on. Her nose looks fine, so I think it's safe to say we should be seeing her soon. We already know that she's booked for the All Star Dream Cinderella show in March. So we know she'll at least be back for that, but hopefully she'll be able to wrestle in some shows before that. But we'll see. Anyway, in this match, Julia pretty much choked out Unaki Sayaka to get the victory, the submission victory, and she would not let go of that hold. Period. She wouldn't let it go. She would not let it go. So yeah, just it's pretty crazy, pretty dirty. So yeah, poor Unaki. And I like her. I like her. So yeah, she's going through this 7 match trial. I don't know if this one counted, but definitely wasn't a good look. Um Post match, Starlight Kid challenges Julia for the Wonder of Stardom Championship. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Julia and Starlight Kid. I don't even remember the last time they faced each other. It's been a while. I think it's been a while. But that should be very, very interesting. So keep an eye on that. Definitely keep an eye on that. Um, Starlight Kid and Julia, that could be a very, very, very intriguing match. But yeah, definitely keep an eye out for that. We also had the Goddess of Stardom tag team titles on the line as Oedo Tai's Konami and B Priestley defends against Donna Del Mundo's Natsupoi and Himeka. Um, Oedo Tai, of course, they cheated. It was actually looking really strong for Himeka and Natsupoi, but of course, Oedo Tai had to cheat to help get the victory, and Konami was able to submit Natsupoi with the triangle arm lock for the victory to retain their titles. Afterwards, Himeka made another challenge to Oedo Tai for the Goddess of Stardom tag titles, but instead of Natsupoi being her partner, enter Micah. So it looks like they're in agreement to defend the titles again, but this time against Himeka and Micah, which looks to be a stronger team. So that should be good. Should be really good. And in the main event, the SWA Undisputed World Women's Championship. We have Shuri, the current champion, defending against Queen's Quest Momo Watanabe. And I have to say, it was a great match. Um, they traded strikes. It was very much back and forth, and it was excellent. It was an excellent match. These two ladies work really well together. I don't think it's over between these two, but they really brought their A game in this match. But ultimately, Shuri gets the submission victory to retain the SWA title. But you best believe it was Momo brought it. Momo definitely brought it, and she was very capable of winning that match. But Shuri successfully retains the title. And something even more interesting, she called out her next opponent that she wanted for her to challenge for the SWA belt. And it was Azumi from Queen's Quest, the current high speed champion. She made that call because back in the 5-star Grand Prix, Azumi actually pinned Shuri. So Shuri's got good memory. Good memory. So she's actually pinned her before. So therefore she wants to, give her a title shot. And of course, Azumi accepts. It may be a bit because she has a high speed title defense coming up, I believe. But it looks like they're going to pencil in a title match for the SWA title with Shuri and Azumi, which that should be interesting. That should be really interesting. So I'm actually looking forward to that because yeah, Azumi has pinned Shuri. So let's see him in a title match. Let's do it. Definitely down for that. But no title changes there. So good show. Good show. Definitely good show. Um it was also announced a few announcements made. You can check out the We Are Stardom Twitter page. A couple announcements were made. So the All Star Rumble at the All Star Dream Cinderella show in March, they announced the participants. We got Yuzuki Aikawa, Yoko Bito, who's been part of Stardom before. We got Miho Wakizawa. We got Hiromi Mimura, Momoe Nakanishi, Koguma, Haruka Kato, and Yuna Manase. There are definitely a couple of familiar names. I don't know many of them, but Yoko Bito I definitely am familiar with. Um, but yeah, these ladies were announced for the All Star Rumble at the All Star Dream Cinderella show, and a couple of matches that were announced for this show. So we know that Momo Watanabe will face Nane Takahashi. And we know we have Mayu Iwatani is going to face Yoshihiko. Azumi will defend the high speed title against Natsupoi. So definitely looking forward to that. I've been waiting for that to happen. So kudos on that. And Saya Kamatani will get her title shot at the Red Belt, where she challenges stablemate of QQ, the Red Rose, Utami Hayashishita, her Aphrodite tag team partner. So this is really starting to sound exciting for this upcoming big show in March. All-Star Dream Cinderella at Nippon. March 3rd. So y'all definitely keep your eyes out for that because that sounds exciting. It looks like that's going to be fun. It looks like that's going to be really fun. But that's all that I have for Stardom so far. let's see. Let's go into some New Japan Pro Wrestling. We just recently had the New Beginning. Um, and just the recap of that, the New Beginning in Nagoya. Um, we had uh, we had a tag team match. Chaos versus Bullet Club. We had Toru Yano and Okada versus Yujiro Takahashi and Evil, which Yano got the victory with a schoolboy roll up, which typical Toru Yano. I mean, it doesn't surprise me one bit. It wasn't a very long match, so um, we had a 6 man, or excuse me, 8 man tag team match. Master Wato, Sho, Tomaki Honma, and Kota Ibushi going up against LIJ's Bushi, Hiromu Takahashi, Tetsuya Naito, and Sonata. Um, I was really disappointed. Why did dang on Bushi had to take? Well, I mean, I understand why Bushi had to take the pin, but it's just a bummer. I didn't expect for the first team to win, but Sho hit the shock arrow on Bushi to help pick up the victory. I honestly thought Lij was going to win, but then again, you got Kota Ibushi, the double champion in there, so I get it. Um, you had the Great Okarn defeat Hiroshi Tenzan, which was a very good match. Definitely back and forth, but the Great Okarn got the victory, and from this point on, Tenzan cannot use the Mongolian chop. He is banned from using that move. So I don't know how they're going to really enforce that. Whether they're going to do okay if he uses it in a match and he's automatically disqualified or suspended or whatnot. But yeah, Hiroyoshi Tenzan cannot use the Mongolian jump ever. He's done. So really, really interesting. It was a weird stipulation to begin with. We had the no DQ match where Will Ospreay got the victory over Satoshi Kojima, but he did not get that easily, and we saw all sorts of stuff used. All those chairs, like all sorts of weapons and tactics were being used. Not as long as I would have wanted this match to be, because I mean this was pretty much the co-main event, I guess. I really thought it was going to be longer, but it was still a good match. But Will Ospreay was able to get the victory, hitting the Stormbreaker on Kojima-san. But I mean, it was to be expected. I really didn't see Satoshi Kojima winning that match anyway. I mean, come on now. But it was a great match. It was a great match. And then the main event, we crowned a new never openweight champion as the Ace. The Ace! Hiroshi Tanahashi defeated Shingo Takagi to become the new never openweight champion. And I tell you, this was at least a 30-plus minute match, and it was hard hitting. I mean, we saw lots of dragon screws, lots of twists and shouts, just Shingo dropping Tanahashi on his head, and just it was crazy. It was really, really crazy. But it's to be expected. These two are very similar in size, just about, it seems. I mean, both built very well. But yeah, Hiroshi Tanahashi becomes the new never openweight champion. So definitely happy for the Ace, who I've gotten to meet in person. Yay! But so yeah, that's the new beginning in Nagoya. But still got the new beginning in Hiroshima coming up, which that's a 2 night event next week. So February 10th and 11th. And they already got the match lineup set. Let's take a look at this. So we got 6-man tag. We got the Young Lions, Gabriel Kidd, Yu Uemura, Yoda Tsuji, going up against Suzuki Guns, Yoshinobu Kanemaru, El Desperado, and Minoru Suzuki. So be good to see that. We got a singles match. We got Master Wato versus Bushi. Okay. We got a 10-man tag team match where we have pretty much chaos. Toru Yano, Yoshihashi, Hiroki Goto, Tomohiro Ishii, and Kazuchika Okada going up against Bullet Club, El Phantasmo, Bone Soldier, Taiji Ishimori, Yujiro Takahashi, Jay White, and Evil, which Jay White is back. Pretty much, beat the crap out of Tomohiro Ishii, and shots fired. Shots fired at Kenny Omega, the Good Brothers, with their little Bullet Club reunion, and just stating the claim that him, Jay White, and the folks in the Bullet Club in Japan are the real Bullet Club, the legit Bullet Club. So it'll be interesting to see how this develops over time. Because you got Kenta, who's making his splash in the U.S. again, which I'll get to that later. But yeah, like this is going to get really interesting for just the Bullet Club in general. So keep an eye out for that. Let's see. We got a tag match. Tomoaki Honma and Kota Ibushi taking on Sanada and Tetsuya Naito. So that should be pretty good. The Gorillas of Destiny are going to be defending the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team titles against the Dangerous Tekkers, the Suzuki Gun, Taichi and Zack Sabre Jr. So they get their rematch. They're finally going to get their rematch. So this should be good. This should be really good. And then the main event of this first night, we're going to see the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title defended as the champion Hiromu Takahashi will defend against Sho. So that ought to be really good. Sho's been looking pretty strong lately, so this should be a decent challenge for the ticking time bomb. I love it. I love it. I love it. And then they have a night 2. Let's see if they have the match lineup for night 2. Yes, they do. Okay. So for night 2 of the New Beginning in Hiroshima, we got the Young Lions again, Gabriel Kidd, Yu Uemura, Yota Tsuji, going up against Suzuki Gun's Doki and the Dangerous Tekkers of Zack Sabre Jr. and Taichi. And they could potentially be IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champions going into the second night. We'll see. We got a 6-man tag. We got Suzuki Gun's Yoshinobu Kanemaru and El Desperado and Minoru Suzuki going up against the Bullet Club's El Phantasmo, Bone Soldier Taiji Ishimori, and Yujiro Takahashi. So, 2 heel stables going at it. We got another 6-man tag. We got Master Wato, Sho, and Tomoaki Honma going up against LIJ's Bushi, Hiromu Takahashi, and Tetsuya Naito. We got a tag team match. We got Toru Yano and Kazuchika Okada going up against the spoiler, Dick Togo and Evil of Bullet Club. We got another 6-man match. Whoa. Wow, Suzuki Gun doing double time? Because in this next match they got listed, we got a 6-man with Doki, Zack Sabre Jr., and Taichi going up against Jado and the Gorillas of Destiny. Okay. Huh, guess they're doing double duty. Huh, whatever. At least they got time to recuperate between that first match and this fifth match. And then the main event. Kota Ibushi will be defending the IWGP Heavyweight and IWGP Intercontinental titles. Double championship match. He will defend against Cold Skull Sonata. This match I'm looking very forward to. I'm a big Sonata fan. Also love Kota Ibushi. I want to see these two duke it out. Should be great. Should be really great. So, New Japan's The New Beginning in Hiroshima shaping up to be really two good shows. So definitely keep an eye out for that. And let's see. We're gonna go ahead and transition to AEW. Gonna take a look at Beach Break. Recap of Beach Break. So one of the things that AEW Beach Break had was the tag team battle royal, where the winner of this would face the Young Bucks at AEW Revolution. But if the Young Bucks won, they could pick their opponent for AEW Revolution. And the winners of this battle royal ended up being MJF and Chris Jericho of the Inner Circle. So they will get the title shot at AEW Revolution against the Young Bucks. I'm kind of iffy about that. I really am. I really just, I don't know. I mean, when it comes to tag teams in the Inner Circle, I just rather see Santana and Ortiz, who are a legit tag team. You know, just, I don't know. I just don't like when legit tag teams get overlooked and they just put random folks together. You know, just I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that, to be honest with y'all. But I mean, it is what it is. But MJF and Jericho get the tag title shot at AEW Revolution. So we'll see. Um. So it was also announced that so next week Darby Allin's going to be defending the TNT title against the bad boy Joey Janela. So that should be interesting. Um. Oh yes, we had Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker. Definitely was a good match. These two definitely tore each other apart. But when it came down to it, of course, you know, due to dirty tactics, um, Britt Baker was able to get the victory over Thunder Rosa. Pretty much, pretty much, she passed out. Um, I mean, not exactly passed out, but she got hit by the turnbuckle, the exposed turnbuckle, and then Britt put on the lockjaw, and the ref pretty much stopped the match because she wasn't responding. So I think this gives Britt Baker a lot of momentum as they get geared up for the women's Eliminator tournament, which I'll get into that in a second because I'm actually very excited about that. Um, Adam Page and Matt Hardy teamed up and defeated Chaos Project. Adam Page hit the buckshot. Matt Hardy stole the pin. So Matt Hardy's continuing to try to plant a seed. That seed with Matt Hardy playing the mind games and just all buddy and everything. But we'll see how that develops. It's an interesting storyline. We'll see how that develops. Um, and of course we had the Penelope Ford Kip Sabian wedding, which I mean we knew which they had Father James Mitchell as the minister to marry the two, which that's weird. But I mean, pretty much, we all knew they were gonna get it. It was gonna get, you know, we all knew that the wedding was gonna get crashed and destroyed. You know, Charles Taylor, aka Chuck Taylor, the butler, attacked. Orange Cassidy came out of the cake. Penelope Ford got a face full of cake. So I mean, we all knew that was going to happen. I was thinking maybe Trent Barreto was going to come back and also join in, but that didn't happen. But hopefully, I don't know when he'll be cleared to return, but I would assume that it's closer than later, but we'll see. But yeah, and it was also announced that Shaq and Jade Cargill will team up to face Cody Rhodes and Red Velvet on the March 3rd episode of AEW Dynamite, which apparently they were trying to shoot for. I guess they were trying to shoot for AEW Revolution, but apparently, I think it was said that that's on the same weekend or whatnot as the All Star Week. So I think that's why they had to move it. So, but yeah, it is what it is. But honestly, not really looking forward to that match. Really not looking forward to that match. I mean, Shaq and Jade Cargill, who I already don't like, I'm not looking forward to that match, to be honest with you. We had a lumberjack match, the Murder Hawk, Lance Archer taking on Eddie Kingston, which Lance Archer got his revenge, was able to get the victory over Eddie Kingston, hit the blackout. But yeah, I was hoping that he would get a chance to get some revenge on Eddie Kingston, and he did. So it was good. It was a pretty physical match, and of course, when you have lumberjacks, it always helps. But there's also a weird segment where FTR handcuffed and taped the mouth of Marco Stunt shut. It was kind of funny to see him squirm and but that's Marco Stunt for you. The main event of Beach Break was John Moxley, Pac, and Ray Phoenix of Death Triangle going up against Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers. Of course, great match. I mean, having all six of these guys in there definitely was awesome. But at the end, it took a magic killer from the Good Brothers to Ray Phoenix to get the victory. But a really interesting and very, very just awe-inspiring moment happened when at the end, Kenta, that's right, Bullet Club's Kenta showed up, attacked John Moxley, and hit him with a GTS. Although the GTS could have been sold better, I don't know. It just didn't look like it connected well. But nonetheless, attacked John Moxley, hit him with the GTS. And we have to also remember that this is pretty much payback for when Moxley attacked Kenta on, I believe it was NJPW Strong, I believe. But yeah, and they're scheduled to have the IWGP United States Championship match, I believe February 26th. So keep an eye out for that. And it was also announced that I believe it was announced that they got a match for next week. That Moxley is supposed to be teaming up. I have to look into that. But he's supposed to be teaming up with somebody to take on Kenny Omega and Kenta. So I have to look that up. But I'm definitely looking forward to that. That ought to be really interesting. But should be good. Should be good. Um but let's talk about what I'm really excited for when it comes to AEW. So, we now have all the competitors announced for the AEW Women's Eliminator Tournament, which, like I said, the winner of this tournament will go on to face Hikaru Shida for the belt, for the AEW Women's Championship, I believe, at AEW Revolution. So, the announced participants. So, there's going to be two regional brackets. And the matches will take place in Jacksonville and also in Japan. So, let's look at the so who was announced for the Japan side. Actually, I'm gonna save the Japan side for last. We're gonna talk about the U.S. side. So here are the ladies announced for the U.S. side. We got the NWA Women's World Champion Serena Deeb. We have a returning Riho, who's coming back to AEW. We have Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. We have Ty Conti. We have Thunder Rosa. We have Nyla Rose. We have the Dark Order's Anna Jay. And we have legit Layla Hirsch. That's a strong bracket for the Jacksonville side. The US side, that's a strong bracket. That's a very strong bracket. And then on the Japan side, we have the legendary Aja Kong. That should be really interesting. We have magical girl Yuka Zakazaki. We have Vinny, which I've never heard of Vinny. We have Emi Sakura, who know Hikaru Shida and Riho very well. Who I've seen live, by the way. We have Mizunami, never heard of her. We have Mei Suruga, never heard of her. Rin Katakura, never heard of her. And Maki Ito. I've heard the name, but I'm not familiar with her. But those are your Joshi stars for the Japan regional side. This ought to be very interesting. Very interesting. So at least we know in the finals, we're going to get somebody from the Jacksonville regional versus somebody from the Japan regional. So this ought to be really good. I am pumped for this, and this will really give me a chance to get to know those other Joshi stars that I've never seen. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. I'm hoping to do my research, and I'm excited for this tournament. I'm excited for this tournament more than the Dusty Classic. Like, I'm hyped for this women's championship eliminator tournament. And yeah, I'm excited. So, Hikaru Shida, you better watch out because there's some good competition, and I think she'll get a great number one contender for her title that could end up dethroning Shida. We'll see. We will definitely see. But yeah, that is all for AEW. I need to look to see who Kenny Omega and Kenta supposed to be going up against. Let me see. Here we go. So it's Moxley and Lance Archer going up against Kenta and Kenny Omega. Ooh, that ought to be really interesting. And it's a Falls Count Anywhere, so definitely looking forward to that. It's gonna be next week. So yeah, I had to get that in there. I didn't want to leave y'all hanging. All right, on to WWE. Um, Also, just wanted to take the time to um, give a shout out, my prayers and condolences to the family of Butch Reed, who I just found out earlier today that he passed away. He was 66 years old. Say supposedly he had a heart attack. But Butch Reed, I remember watching Butch Reed growing up back in his WCW days when he was teamed up with Ron Simmons for the tag team of Doom. Yes, Doom. So yeah, that's where I remember Butch Reed from. And my older brother was definitely a big fan of Doom. So yeah, may he rest in peace, Butch Reed. Great wrestler, really great wrestler. Goes way back. Goes way back to the NWA and WCW days, and of course WWE as well. But but yeah, Butch Reed. My prayers and condolences go out to him and his family. All right, just another Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic recap. Um, so we got we got the semifinals already determined. So we know we're going to get Legado del Fantasma going up against MSK, which, you know, Legado del Fantasma defeated Lucha House Party. So we know that's one semifinal match for the men. And then Tommaso Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher defeated Undisputed Era to get to advance to the semifinals, and they will be facing the Grizzled Young Veterans. This is an interesting semifinals matchup. Both of these matches. Me personally, I would love to see MSK win, but something tells me I got a bad feeling that Tommaso Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher will probably win this whole thing. I really don't want that. I would love to see MSK, a legit tag team, win it. And I don't want Grizzled Young Veterans because I'm just not a fan of them. It's just personal preference. But I'll be pulling for MSK. But got a couple of other things that were announced. Edge made an appearance and just, you know, talked to some folks and, you know, put his 2 cents in with Finn Balor and Pete Dunne. Be like, hey, you know, I'll have a great match, but just know that I'll be watching, and I've never won the NXT championship before. So I don't know, y'all. Could y'all see Edge pick Finn Balor or whoever the winner is and go after the NXT title? And then we also got announced that Johnny Gargano will defend the North American title at NXT Takeover Vengeance against Kushida. So we got that to look forward to. And then we got Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez punched their ticket to the finals of the Women's Dusty Tag Team Classic as they were able to defeat Casey Catanzaro and Kaden Carter, who gave a great fight, put up a great fight, but I figured Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez were going to win. So we're just waiting on the other semifinal match to complete, which is Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell The Way going up against Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart. If you ask me, it's probably going to be Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart in the finals against Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez. So we'll see. We'll see. But that should be good. That should be really good. Um, Santos Escobar was able to successfully defend the cruiserweight title against Kurt Stallion, and Karrion Cross came out and confronted Santos Escobar. I really have no idea what they're doing with that. I mean, Karrion Cross is not a cruiserweight, so I, I don't know what the heck they're doing with this storyline, but it really doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me. So whatever. That's all I can say is just whatever. But but yeah, so we know that Edge still has to pick an opponent. Hadn't made a decision. We thought we were going to get one on SmackDown, but Kevin Owens came out and gave Roman Reigns the stunner. We don't know who Bianca Belair is going to face. Um, but yeah, it's still up in the air. I know we got Sheamus finally pulled the trigger and turned on Drew McIntyre, which, come on, we all knew it was coming. We knew it was coming. Come on now. We knew it was coming. We knew it was coming. Let's keep it real. We knew it was coming. Um Naomi and Lana are the new number one contenders to the tag champions Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. So Naomi and Lana. It was good to see Carlito back, teamed up with Jeff Hardy to defeat Jackson Riker and Elias. So I thought that was cool. But and Carlito's in great shape. He looks to be in great shape, and it looks like I guess he's here to stay. So that's good to see, his career get revitalized on Raw. Um, Cedric and Shelton were able to retain the Raw tag titles. So they defended against Lucha House Party. Saw Damian Priest make his Raw debut, beating The Miz. Of course, had Bad Bunny out there. So yeah, Damian Priest officially on Raw. Had his first match, had his first victory. So this is good. Xavier Woods defeated Mustafa Ali, and of course Bobby Lashley was able to retain the United States Championship against Riddle, but only because Riddle won by disqualification, which of course title can't change hands on a disqualification. But I mean, Edge beat Randy Orton. Alexa Bliss had anchor. I don't know what the heck that was coming out of her mouth. It was weird. It was really, really weird. Alexa beat Nikki Cross. Nikki Cross's theme just, I don't like her theme. I would rather her just go back to the crazy sanity theme, because the theme she has now is just it doesn't really fit her, if you ask me. It just doesn't fit her. It doesn't fit her. But yeah, I mean, we don't know what and also Lacey Evans or Ric Flair came out again and just Charlotte flat out abandoned Asuka. So I mean, yeah. Well, guess that tag team is over quick. But yeah, like, eh. Raw was interesting. I'm not gonna say Raw sucked, but Raw was definitely interesting. Um, Probably one of the better than usual shows on Raw. I mean, that's not saying a whole lot, but I mean, it was all right. Now, what surprised the mess out of me, Cesaro defeating Daniel Bryan. Not just defeating him, but making him tap out to the sharpshooter. I don't even remember. I don't even remember the last time Daniel Bryan has tapped out. Do y'all? I sure don't. I sure don't remember seeing him tap out. That shocked the mess out of me. Man, he's been kind of on a losing streak, but dang. Or DB. Dominic Mysterio got victory over King Corbin, of course. You know, his dad gave him a little assist, just a little assist. Which, I mean, got payback for him attacking Ray and Dominic at the beginning. But, you know, just a little assist, just a little assist. Um, you know, Bianca Belair was confronted about her decision by the sommelier Reginald and Carmella, you know, before Sasha Banks eventually came out. And honestly, look, Carmella, just why is Carmella even in this picture? Just please don't do anything to mess this up. If she picks Sasha, let it be just Bianca versus Sasha. Please don't throw Carmella in and make this a triple threat. Please. Please don't do that. Don't do that. Let these two ladies have their match. If it's meant for it to be Bianca versus Sasha, which I believe that's what's going to happen, let those two duke it out. Let them duke it out. But when you think about it, Bianca can choose Asuka, Sasha, or if she really wants to, she could choose Io. But I mean, I doubt she'll choose Io because I mean we've seen Bianca versus Io. We haven't seen Bianca versus Asuka or Bianca versus Sasha. So, but I think if I were to ask y'all, what would you, who would y'all want to see Bianca take on? Because from what I'm hearing, most folks are saying Sasha Banks. Um, but for Edge though, it's weird. Either Drew, Finn, or Roman. It's either one of those three would be interesting nonetheless. So so yeah, we'll just have to see as they continue to build this road to WrestleMania. But it should be good. Should be good. But had a triple threat intercontinental championship match that was actually pretty good. Pretty good match. Big E, Sami Zayn, Apollo Crews. Um, it was really good. It was back and forth, but Big E retained. Um, didn't care too much about the Mr. Ziggles and Robert Roode against Otis and Chad Gable. Just ugh. Um, Bailey beat Ruby Riot with help the incidental interference by the dumb Billy Kay, but and then she's gonna try to get with Bailey. She's just still up to be recruited, y'all. Resumes and pictures and all. But Billy Kay being Billy Kay. But yeah, that's pretty much all that I have. What are y'all's thoughts? What are y'all excited about in the pro wrestling world? It could be anything, but let me know what y'all are excited for. Like I said, I'm pumped about Stardom. I'm pumped about AEW. Um, New Japan Pro Wrestling. I mean, with Kenta hopping on to AEW, and from John Moxley, hopping on the, New Japan Pro Wrestling. I don't know, y'all, but it's really sounding like we may have an official partnership between New Japan Pro Wrestling and AEW. And we also can't forget about Impact Wrestling. I mean, we still got Private Party on there. They got a number one contendership to the tag titles held by the Good Brothers, who have been wrestling on both Impact and AEW. So, yeah. Um, I think we have a legit partnership here. And it's looking like a three-way: New Japan, AEW, Impact. And you know what I would like to see? Throw Stardom in there for the women's division. Throw Stardom in there. I mean, they're owned by Bushiroad, just like New Japan Pro Wrestling, so why not include Stardom? I would love that. And I think it would really help on both sides. And it would give a good opportunity for New Japan Pro Wrestling and even Stardom maybe to potentially get on US television. I would love that. I would totally love that. But man can dream, right? But and there's still even the possible rumor of Tony Khan buying Impact Wrestling. So we'll see. We'll definitely see. But that's all that I have for now. That's all that's been really on my mind. But let me know what y'all think. What latest news has got y'all going? Got y'all excited? What are y'all excited for? And I'll leave with this one bit of information. Uh, Apparently, Tyler Rex is no longer Tyler Rex. He's a she now. Did not see that coming at all. Totally did not see that coming. I'm Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. Like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell so you don't miss a video. Thank y'all for watching and hanging out with me. Y'all have a blessed weekend. I'm out. Deuces.